Oh, boy. And he is holding his right ankle.
Well, you hate to see that. He's going to try and walk it off here.
Trying to fight through it. His team needs him. He's such a skilled player. Had 29 points yesterday.
He's really struggling too.
Coming off the floor. Stokes daps him up. And we hope that he's all right as he gets a feel for that ankle. And I'll tell you what, now, if you're the Soldiers, look, this is pool play. They did win yesterday. So if you take a loss, and there's an eternity of time left, is it the end of the world? No. But Crowe's status and all of that, that's the bigger picture now. You want to hope that he's all right. He's getting tended to right now, but they've got to wake up at some point in this ball game. That's a very difficult shot.
Yeah, that's not it, right? That's not it. Remember we talked about in the opener the difference between the best prospect and the best player.
And one. Man-oh-man expressions. Phenomenal. Desmond Bellett again.
So unselfish. Love the way they got up the floor. Jason Crowe checking back in.
That says a lot about his fight. Another look.
Great extra pass. Love the recognition, too. We've talked about Bull Mean being able to put the ball on the floor. How about the understanding and vision to make that quick next pass? A lot of guys would have wanted to bounce that ball.
Expressions up 44-21. Wow. I mean, wow. Here's Crowe. Fighting through that ankle, knocks it down. That is his game.
Guess he's all right.
And you know what? In a game like this, where you get banged up, sometimes you could fold. I've seen, I mean, Adam, players have done it. He gets right back in there. Another one. Yes, sir.
You could see, though, he doesn't necessarily have the same level of separation, but this is a guy who just has a knack for figuring out how to get buckets.
Now can Stokes get going with him? That one stuffed. Rejected away by Kayla House. Here's Stokes.
Williams Crawford right there, though. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, John. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Finding that route to the rim like no one else in the class.
I was just going to say, if I'm Todd Quarles, I call a timeout before it turns into anything more. Because now it's down to 17, and you do think we're not even halfway through the third quarter, that if they get this down to 10 or so by the end of the third, then the fourth gets quite interesting. Another look.
And when you're struggling to find space in the half court, one way to get it going, just play a little bit more north to south. Here you see Crowe kind of making that half runner, but Stokes here, when he's north to south in the open floor, just...
Real Short. Stream drama and TV. Try it now.
Quadruple header, and another one to come. It's Brad Beal Elite and Team Final up next.
Can't wait. Really looking now. Team Final a little short-handed. Luca Foster told took a nasty hit the other day going up for a layup, so they might be without him. Can Sammy Jackson step up? Can Aiden Durkak step up? Brad Beal Elite, we know they've got J.J. Andrews and then some, last year's E16 champion on this very court, so should be one heck of a game.
That one goes off the knee of Bull Mean, a turnover, and all of a sudden the pendulum is...
Just very subtly, right? The good things for Expressions is they had really built themselves a cushion, but nonetheless, there's firepower of these two.
Here's Crowe, no. Expressions has it.
Thought that was a good no call.
In transition, laid up and in. Desmond Bellett again.
Super impressed with their transition offense, the way they bust out from defense to offense and then share the basketball.
Sloppy turnover.
Yeah, that's just ill-advised decision.
That one doesn't go. But a second effort and laid up and in. Right back at you, Cameron Haley.
And Stokes was frustrated with his teammates for not getting back that time. I don't blame him.
Ballo with 9, Haley with 8. Here's Stokes, turned over.
Yeah, they're just totally out of sync here. Good teaching point for any young coaches at home. Once your players start to make a back cut, you want them to commit to that cut. Don't stop halfway through, because that's the kind of turnover that can happen.
The NBA Core to Leaders program is a program that helps a variety. As that one is a backdoor cut that produces a bucket for Bella. And the Core to Leaders program ran a couple coaching clinics down here in Augusta earlier this week. Dennis Gates, Missouri head coach, Chris Oliver from the NBA, as Stokes is fouled. Sam Jones from Nike. And Todd Quarles and his entire staff came to each coaching clinic. The point is, look, these guys are so invested, and they're out to win. They're out to grind for their teams. These coaches at this level of basketball do not get anywhere near the credit that they deserve.
No, and I think that specifically with the Expressions guys, who I know just living in New England, when Todd took over as the head coach, because he's always been the program director, what he was particularly skilled at was managing the personalities. And year in and year out, we've seen those X's and O's continue to grow because they invest in their own development, and he does it for his staff as well. So it's been a lot of fun to watch, and it's why they've had such longevity here, making the Peach Jam year after year.
Alley-oop!
You see the finish, I see the X's and O's. Exactly what you're talking about, John. Pretty set.
Jalen Williams Crawford on a pogo stick. Crowe can't connect. Putback doesn't go. Another try, and that one does fall home for Jonathan Aiden Zabatu.
But that's the difference, right? One team goes down, they run a set, they get a dunk. The other team comes down, they don't throw a single pass, and they settle for a contested 3.
Spin move off 1 foot. It's short. Rebound to Stokes.
One of the first bad shots we've seen from Expressions in a while. This is where he's so good.
And one, Tyran Stokes, number 1 in the country.
North to south, just impossible to stop.
Well, after a bit of a burst by Oakland, Expressions, they've increased their lead. It's at 20.
Yeah, weathered the storm, really didn't get rattled. Nobody plays hero ball when everyone shares the ball. So that's, you'd see that sometimes. One team makes a run, somebody else says, I'm going to swing for the fences and fix it right now. But Expressions has just been committed to playing unselfish two-way basketball.
It's interesting, Adam, because the last couple of years we became so conditioned to Night Riders and the Boozers and Cooper Flag. So you walked into a Peach Jam and you said, yeah, we probably know what's going to happen. Well, this team, this Oakland Soldiers team, has 2 of the best players in the 2026 class, so you think you know. But I think it illustrates, as Stokes, just what a move to the bucket. I think it illustrates what we're in for this week at Peach Jam. Anything could happen.
Well, and the best team tends to win here. Like, yes, the Night Riders, they had exceptional talent, but they have always been a well-coached collective team. They didn't win on talent alone. They won because they bought into the greater purpose. Can the Oakland Soldiers do that? They're going to have to get a whole lot better here in the next 5 days.
Winning yesterday. So get a foul now. But yesterday the Soldiers started things out with an 86-75 win over Team Final. In that game, Jason Crowe had 29 points. They shot 49% from the floor. Only shot 6 of 21 from 3, and that is something that when you talk about Stokes, he hit an early jumper but has been relatively quiet in that column since. He misses a free throw. He's still trying to figure that part of his game out.
One of the things that I think could really help his shooting is just shot selection. He has so many weapons at his disposal. When he learns to make the most efficient read, that is, take the highest percentage shot on each possession depending on how the defense is playing you. I think at that point you'll see his shooting numbers start to climb.
He's 5 of 10 from the free throw line in this game. 48.3 seconds.
Yeah, and there's still some mechanical things to work on, obviously, with his shot. Not bad. You'll see it's largely aligned there, but it does get a little flat as he leans back into that release. Two-for-one opportunity here if Expressions wants it.
After an 0 for 2 from Stokes.
Saw that from Brandon McCoy earlier. As well as he played, struggled to make his free throws.
Haley, no. Stokes with the rebound.
This is where he's at his best.
1 second difference between shot and game. Stokes, Euro, no.
And you know what else that was? It didn't go down, but that was a decel as well. The ability to decelerate in the lane and slow down while you're going downhill.
See, even though that shot didn't go, it was in rhythm.
It is a wide open three.
You got 5 seconds here. All the way. Again, Bull Mean. Expressions can taste the upset.
They're running the floor. They're sharing the basketball, playing a beautiful team concept right now.
Wow. This has provided a real surprise. Think about this. In a format where it's 4 divisions. Quarterfinals are Saturday on NBA TV. Expressions, who held Mocan to 46 points yesterday, won 60-46. First off, they've been better offensively in this game. They're on their way. They're trending towards being 2-0, the only 2-0 team in Division D.
Yeah, they are setting themselves up where they get one more win. They're going to feel real good about their chances. You're seeing some of these highlights here of what makes Tyran Stokes special. The problem is, while these highs are fantastic, there have been some lows too, John, and those lows have cost it. And this is a Soldiers team that is not really bought into continuity so far.
Wowza. You think about what else is happening here at Peach Jam, and we still have plenty of games the rest of the way, including another one
next. Let me get your
next.
favorites. Let's go division by division. You tell me who you like. So Division A, we got Pro Skills, Team Durant, Team United, Utah Prospects, Team Takeover, and Night Riders. I know who I'm picking. Who are you picking?
Well, definitely Team Takeover to bounce back and end up getting there. Man, it's one of those things where I battle between a couple, but I would say Team Durant, off of that upset win, could come out of the division.
Yeah, I like Utah Prospects too. But I think Takeover, just first of all, they're exceptionally well coached. They have Jordan Smith, who I think is the most consummate winner in all of high school basketball. So I like them in Division A. Now, Division B, Drive Nation, Team Mello, PSA Cardinals, Vegas Elite, Mac Irvin Fire, and Team CP3. Who do you like?
Ooh. That's a tougher division. I'm going to say Drive Nation because I'm on the Austin Gooseby train, and I like PSA quite a bit. But after Mingo, I wonder about if they've got the whole equation. I'm going to go Drive Nation.
All right. I wish, Jane Chapman isn't healthy for PSA, but I still like.
You do?
I still like the Cardinals. I think Mingo has an opportunity in this setting to help himself maybe more so than anyone here.
Wow.
Could really say, like, hey, I'm one of the truly elite guys in this class, and if he can carry them to a championship, he's got an opportunity to do it. All right, Division C. Team Why Not, New York Rens, City Rocks, AZ Unity, Florida Rebels, JL3. Who do you like?
Well, with the addition of Zach White, now, it's interesting because Team Why Not's got a real case, and they have looked the part. But I am going to ride the train with Najee Hines and New York Rens, who are 14-3 against EYBL competition, and I'm taking the Rens.
Right. Tell you who I like. Why not? They look great this morning.
They did.
I love the balance they have. I love their big fella. Doesn't need to score a lot of points, block shots, rebounds. And even though they don't have Taj Ariza, they can beat you in so many different ways.
No, you're right. There's no question about it. They won by 34 earlier today, and S.J. Madison and Price, I mean, they've got a team, no question, that's a force to be reckoned with. All right, Division D.
Expressions, and we're watching here. Oakland Soldiers, Mocan Elite, Team Thad, Team Final, Brad Beal Elite.
Woo. By the way, Mocan got a win. Team Thad 1-1, Mocan 1-1. Real good question. Mocan beat Team Thad 69-61. That's a bit. Mocan only scored 46 points against Expressions.
Mocan, I think, tends to...
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they got a lot of weapons, but one of those teams that still trying to make it click.
Man, it's tough, Adam. Division D is hard.
Luka Foster, we don't know his status. That changes things.
It might be the team where, well, we got a 17-point game here, 6 and change to go. I'm not going with the Soldiers, though.
No.
I'm not.
I'm going Brad Beal Elite. J.J. Andrews, I know they lost their opening game, but defending E16 champions, they've done it before. They've got star power. They've got depth. They're my pick.
They got to win next. They got to win that next game. It's a big game. Stokes fouled. I like that pick of BB. I mean, Sheik Pearson, J.J. Andrews. They've got multiple weapons that can get it done. Jamison White. I really like that team. You're absolutely right. That's a dangerous team that, even though they gave up 91 to Team Thad went from scoring 91 points yesterday in a win. I like Team Thad a lot. Terrace Bowie, one of my favorite players.
Yep.
How do you go from 91 yesterday to 61 today?
Tempo.
Yep.
Shot selection and rhythm. John, can I ask you a personal question?
You can, and then I'm going to ask you a question back.
How are you wearing short sleeves in this gym?
Well, I grew up on the west side of Cleveland, so AFC North weather.
Toughness.
Yeah, grit.
Toughness.
Roll up the sleeves.
All right, what do you got for me?
Well, where's my man Jihadi?
Jihadi White?
Yeah.
The senior or?
Yeah.
So Jihadi White, who played at Georgetown?
Oh, Jihadi's son Jamison is on BB.
Yes.
There we go.
He has two sons. He has two sons. Yes.
Though.
Yes.
Because Jihadi, right?
Yeah. He has both of his boys play for Brad Beal Elite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jihadi wasn't
and
in the box
I don't know.
yesterday.
That I don't know.
That was what I was wondering. That one long.
We'll have to find that out.
We'll have to get a check on that. Because he had gotten some minutes in the regular season.
How about that ball fake?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Expressions has done... If you're going to doctor up a game plan to a T, this is it.
And Soldiers have never had that run. Like, when you have this much talent, you figure there's no way they're not going to make a run. They had a quick 6-0 burst, but it didn't get any bigger from there. And that, to me, is maybe the most impressive part of that, is that Expressions has never given up that big momentum-changing run.
And it just goes to show you, at Peach Jam, you never know.
You never know.
Throw out the regular season records.
That's right.
I like doing this with you in the regular season.
You like it extra here.
Well, absolutely. But what we would talk through in the regular season was, all right, if a team lost.
Yes.
Did they show the ingredients where maybe it could be successful at Peach Jam? Did we see a semblance of something?
Right.
Because sometimes upset bids happen, but they didn't get completed. That was what was interesting about Team Takeover losing to Team Durant.
Well, and here's the other thing, John. These teams have been here for already over a week now. So there's got to be a resiliency in you as well. You know, you've got to be able to, you got to be process-oriented, because to win the EYBL championship, you come to Augusta for the better part of 2 weeks, you play a game a day, and you've got to be resilient and process-oriented. So who's your pick to win it all?
Oh, man. I'm gonna go.
Should I give you mine?
You go ahead with yours first.
So I'm going to preface this by saying This is not a great big man class. And I'm picking a team that does not have a traditional 5-man in the middle. But
I think I know what you're going to pick.
when you have the winningest player in high school basketball, I'm not betting against any team that Jordan Smith is on. I'm going team takeover.
Okay, even after a loss.
Even after a loss.
I'm going to go with Team Why Not then.
Okay.
Then the way that they have looked.
Even without Ariza.
Even without Ariza.
Okay. They were great.
I think that they keep this up. I think defensively they're very good. They're long and versatile. I think on the offensive end of the floor, they have enough. You know, they scored 98 points today. Now, they're going to see stiffer competition as things go on. But like Mekhi White didn't have to do much in this game today. But he had 24 yesterday.
Well, for Why Not, you know who I really like today? Two guys. Caden Bailey, who is just starting to get high major recruitment, but I thought he ran the show from the point guard spot, becoming more of a point guard, still made 4 threes. He was really impressive. And then Trey Carter-Givens, the big man in the middle. He only had 6 points, but he had 9 boards, including 5 offensive rebounds. He was a constant presence at the rim, blocking shots, multiple bounce player. When he gets bigger and stronger, plus he catches, he's got good hands. It was no surprise to see places like Creighton, USC, and Washington offer that big fella lately.
No, and I think Zach White makes all the difference. Oakland could have used him.
Oh, they certainly could have.
By the way, Mekhi is with City Rocks. I was looking through my notes. He did have 24 today. He's actually had a good week for City Rocks.
He has, yeah.
But they just didn't have it today. But, yeah, they don't need, like Julius Price, I think is a quality player on their team.
Yep.
They don't need him to have some extraordinary day to win.
Right.
All the way to the bucket and in. That bench reaction says it all.
And it's not just the bench, it's the extended bench, because you got the 16s and the 15s here as well. That's one of my favorite parts. John, did you know that when they build this schedule, they take great care to make sure that programs, multiple teams, do not play at the same time, because they want to create this atmosphere.
That's amazing.
When the EYBL is playing, the E16 and the E15 can be there watching. And conversely, when the young kids are playing, this EYBL team will be there rooting them on as well. They all get to go eat together afterwards. So it is a real, true team program building experience for multiple teams.
How surprised are you at this score?
Very surprised. Very surprised. And you know who else I think is surprised? I think the Soldiers are surprised. I don't think Expressions is surprised. I think they came here with something to prove, just like they did yesterday. But I think when you look at that Soldiers bench, and you talked about body language, look, those are some frustrated faces. Palms in the air is never a good sign.
Nope. And it does go to show you, this is a team game at its core for the champion this week.
At every level.
And at every level. And now in today's basketball, in a world where spacing and ball movement and taking the right shot and passing on a good shot for a great shot, it's why we call this Future Starts Now. Because the themes that you're seeing in the game at the next level, they're so valuable here.
And they translate. They translate to college basketball. What do you do when two guys are getting more NIL than everybody else? Do you figure out a way to help the team? Do you figure out a way to impact the game when you don't have the ball in your hands as much? Or not? What do you do if you are lucky and gifted enough to get to the NBA and someone says, okay, you're a 3-and-D wing. You're going to guard, you're going to move the ball, and you're going to take open shots, but only take open shots. Do you embrace that role, or do you fight it? Well, the latter's the only way you're sticking in the league.
That's it. You know, look at the last 6 minutes of the Duke-Houston Final Four game. And if you looked at who played team basketball, it might be a little bit harsh towards Duke, but Duke fell into the things that caused them to lose some games in November. And that was, they were out of sorts offensively, and it was, hey, you take it one-on-one, or take it 1-on-2 or 3. That doesn't work.
I still say that's a shot Cooper makes 7 times out of 10.
I agree.
But you know what? Let me ask you this, because I have a colleague at CBS Sports, Gary Parrish, who has talked about this, who thinks that that Duke loss, when we look back 10 years, will feel even worse. Like, the metrics all say Duke was actually the best team in college basketball this year. And 10 years from now, when we see where Cooper Flagg and Kaman Malawach and Con Kneppel are, it might only further amplify it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that Gary's got a point and could end up being right. But how I'm going to remember the tournament is Florida being down by 9 to Texas Tech with 2:41 on the clock and winning the game.
Yes.
How I'm going to remember the tournament is Florida being down by 10 to Auburn in the second half, really looking out of sorts. Bruce Pearl and Auburn looked like a team of destiny. And had they made the championship game, I think you would have been saying that for them as well as you were saying for then Florida.
Florida looked like they were on the verge of losing to UConn in the second round.
Absolutely. So I'll remember Walter Clayton and Florida then with an unbelievable comeback against Houston. And I will say, there's a two-hand jam. That's an exclamation point for Jay Nelson Ujika. Wow. I will say, I'll remember it as Houston with an unbelievable comeback into a collapse that will always leave me thinking what could have been for Kelvin Sampson.
What still could be. They're gonna be back, I'll tell you that.
What a redemption act that would be. I'd like to see him get one. He's worked his butt off.
I think everybody would.
Be a great story. Well, Theo Pinson, our Nike Air correspondent, is heading over to the baseline now to do a one-on-one interview. Let's see who he's going to talk to. Who would you talk to after this?
Todd Quarles. Give me the coach. Give me the architect.
Of the upset.
Yeah.
This has been a statement maker.
Who's the defensive coordinator? Let's get him on air.
I think that goes. Man, Cameron Haley. Haley's Comet.
He's got such poise, footwork and poise and craft in the lane, all rolled into one. What an EYBL season he's had.
Adam, I think the disappointing for the Soldiers, they didn't make any adjustments as the game went on. We never really saw them
in strategy or energy. there was not much.
And that's short of that gone. The bench, look at that. That illustrates the game. That illustrates the game right there. Even though it didn't go, it sums it all up.
Sometimes team meetings can be overrated, John, but we might need one tonight for the Soldiers because they're too talented to not be contenders this week. But they have been anything but in contention here today.
Stokes and Crowe have scored 18 and 14 respectively, but there's been zero connection to Oakland's offense.
And how many assists between the two of them?
They have 2 assists as a team.
As a team. That's all you need to know.
Wow.
That is a stat. 2 assists as a team.
I mean, when have you ever? How about Expressions 3 of 12 from 3? Like, it's not even, and they scored 71 points. I give them all the credit in the world.
Yeah. It's not that they're shooting the leather off the ball.
Nope.
They are defending and they are sharing the basketball.
Wow. I think this whole gym, outside of the team in red, everybody in this gym is thinking, what on earth? I have to ask you, the real question here is, how often have you come off a Peach Jam and you've changed the top of your rankings? Very top.
So I wrote about this yesterday. It wasn't last year. We ultimately changed last year, but it wasn't after Peach Jam. It's not unprecedented. What I said coming into the week is I found it very hard to believe that anyone would convince me they had better tools than Tyran Stokes. But if you told me that Jordan Smith or someone else is able to make the case that, hey, my overall impact on winning is just so much more, that is not, it's not probable, but it's not inconceivable either.
They are chanting overrated on the Expression side. So it's not inconceivable, to see a Jordan Smith take over at number 1.
It's not, no. And you know what else, John? Someone will emerge this week. It happens every year. Last year, it was Mika Murinen. You remember everybody running to that second gym on Sunday of last year to watch that E16 game? Who will it be this year? I don't know yet. Brandon McCoy, certainly, he's putting together 2 days. Had 38 points yesterday. Today, I think he had, make sure I get this right. So today he had 25 on 13 shots. So he's making a case.
And for another time, I'll ask you where Bruce Branch fits into all this as Stokes slams it down.
Well, Bruce Branch just a 27, right? So
yep.
But he is a talented prospect. Certainly one of the best rising juniors in this country.
What a performance. I mean, what a performance by Expressions on a night where Desmond Bellant had 18 points. Bolmean had 12. His activity was through the roof. They had 5 in double figures, and they should be standing up and standing proud. Expressions makes the statement of Peach Jam thus far and shows that they're going to be a factor this week.
It's not about anybody's individual ranking. It's about what happens when you come together as a team, and that's what Expressions did here today.
What a performance. Wow. And defensively,
yes,
they put Oakland into a blender from the start. The Soldiers never punched back. And this team doesn't care who gets the credit.
Exactly right. They guarded the ball. They were ready to help. They gave neither one of those superstars easy opportunities at the rim. They got out in transition. They shared the basketball. This was not about anyone matching Tyran Stokes and Jason Crowe. This was about the 5 Expressions players on the floor being more connected than the 5 players on the Oakland Soldiers side.
Well, and you think about it now, they're going to have Team Thad tomorrow. That'll be an interesting game because here's Team Thad. They've been up and down thus far. But look at this scene. Todd Quarles getting a mob seat, and he should. He doctored up a money game plan, and this team believes. Theo Pinson, who you got?
We're out here with Desmond Bellant Jr., 18, 3 and 2. Hey, listen, y'all were coming in playing the Soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Y'all were underdogs.
Yep.
What was y'all mindset coming to the game today?
We paired them on Saturday last week, I believe. We lost by about 15 points, but I felt like we was in the game. We just had a couple of breakdowns at the end of the game, and we knew we could win. So we just tried to fix some things, some details, and we just got the dub.
For sure. You had one hell of a game. What did you want to do for yourself to come back out here and play your best game?
Just to play good defense. I have to guard Jason Crowe. I have to respect him. Played him all game last time. So I really just wanted to focus on defense because that's what my team needed out of me.
What about playing players like this bring the best out of you?
I just love the competition. People are ranked higher than me. I don't get the respect I deserve. I feel like I should be up there with them. So when I get a chance to really show that I'm up there with them, I do it.
What message did y'all know about Expressions Elite now?
We coming. We coming. We coming. We coming.
Right, nothing else to talk about. Back to y'all.
Wow. Well, we'll listen to it. You talk the talk, you walk the walk. Desmond Bellant is a real stock riser.
He's playing great. He's got some swag, and I tell you what, he backed it up too. This entire team did terrific showing for Todd Quarles in Expressions Elite.
What a win for Expressions Elite to go to 2-0. We take a look back. It was a complete package. They shared the ball. They got out on the run. They had 5 in double figures. They defended at a very high level, and they have found an identity.
Yeah, I mean, how about this, John? everybody but 3 players who checked in for expressions scored in double figures. You see the ball movement, you see the cutting. We saw the transition offense time and time again. The way they were able to get out in the open floor and share the basketball. Really impressive and connected for all 32 minutes.
Well, Charles McNeil and Adam will have our next game. We got Brad Bioli, we got Team Final. I know you're pumped up for that one, partner. I will see you tomorrow. We'll be right back after this with Game 4.